Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be discussing what is Kundalini energy, what is Kundalini activation, and how you can benefit from it in your own life. So first, actually, when I heard the word Kundalini, I was like, what kind of witchy stuff is that? Like, I am not falling for it. It's just too woo, That's just how it sounded to me, and I'm sure it sounds like that for a lot of people, but it has changed my life because it's as if I unlocked a new level to your life by discovering the Kundalini energy. So the Kundalini energy is based at the bottom of your spine. And usually throughout your life, it goes unawakened, it just sleeps there. But by raising your Kundalini energy and bringing it all the way up to your crown chakra, you can reach different states of consciousness and travel through dimensions, okay? And not just that, because as this Kundalini energy rises, and it's usually rising up in this motion, and also using the cerebrospinal fluid, it is going to rise up through the other chakras, okay? Through all of your chakras. And what it's doing on the way as it's rising to your crown chakra, it's going to clear out all the other chakras. Because what our chakras are actually just nerve centers, okay? Very wise people in India have discovered this, that the human body has nerve centers around the body, right? Along the spine. And these nerve centers are, like for example, the heart center is reaching out to the hands, and throat center is like all these nerves here. They're just nerve centers, okay? If you want to be scientific. And as the Kundalini energy rises up, it's going to clear out your nerve centers. So it's going to clear out your trauma. From ever since you were born, you're collecting trauma all around the world. And this trauma is stored in you. Your body keeps the score, your body remembers. And this trauma is stored in the nervous system of the body, right? And as you activate your Kundalini energy and this energy rises up and clears all the chakras, all the trauma is going to get released. It wants to be cleared, This is the very interesting part about the human body that Kundalini energy has really brought into light for me, is that our body can heal from trauma. You don't have to go to therapy. Like, you don't have to journal for millions of days. Your body knows how to heal. You just have to trust it. You just have to allow it to heal, okay? Like when you cut yourself, your body knows how to heal the wound. You don't have to go to therapy and journal about your wound for it to heal. So your body knows how to do this, okay? There's this hidden intelligence. And for me, it was the Kundalini that really unlocked this for me, because as this Kundalini energy was clearing my body, clearing my chakras, I had to face a lot of the traumas from my past that went unnoticed, that got stored in my body and were unexpressed, okay? So I had to express all of this trauma that was stored in my energy centers, okay? Usually it will come out just as a movement. I would just move my body, like shake. There's a lot of fear in my body, so I would have to shake it out. And a lot of anger also, so I would be like, all of these emotions want to be expressed. If you do not express them, they're going to be stored in your body. And yes, your body knows how to heal them, okay? And this is just one stage using the Kundalini energy. Another stage is emotional healing. What I have also experienced during my Kundalini awakening was that I would see visuals that were as if from a different dimensions, and they were very healing. Like, for example, about my inner child, I have a mother wound. I have grown up with a toxic mother, and basically I just don't have a good relationship with her. But at the same time, I am 50% her, okay? And I would see this one visual where I would see myself as her mother. Like, it just automatically popped up in my mind. And I know some psychologists use this visual to heal others. But somehow my body knew, like my brain knew to show this to me. And that was I'm just like really humbled and surprised about the intelligence in my body that was going, unnoticed for many years. And is being unnoticed by a lot of people. So I'll be shown this visual, seeing me as a loving mother of a 5-year-old child who was my mother, and this visual has healed me so much, you know. I would see other people that I have not had the best relationship with, I would see them as babies, like I would carry them in my arms, and then completely changes the way I view them, because all of a sudden I would not see them through the lens of judgment or hate. I would start seeing them from the lens of love, because you can't hate a baby, right? Especially if it's in your hand or stuff like that. You can hate a 5-year-old child even if it's your mother, right? 5-year-old child is just running around and it just wants love. So I'm feeling really emotional just talking about this, and this is just one part of, I'm not explaining everything that happened to me during my Kundalini awakening, because we would be here forever, but this is the second stage, okay? You're just going to feel a lot of love from, it really feels like it's from a different dimension, because it's not about just the visual, like it's about the feeling. And the next thing that would happen is that I would travel through dimensions. And you might be like, well, aren't you just bluffing? You know, like everybody can say that they are traveling through dimensions, and like what is the proof that dimensions are real? So once you experience it, you'll know, because you're going to feel it. Like it's not only about seeing things, it's about feeling them. And what basically how it feels is that it's very light, it's very loving, and it's thick as honey, okay? Imagine you are in this room that is really thick, full of light and full of love. It's this kind of an energy, and I would meet different beings, okay? I would meet angels, I would meet my spirit guides, and I would receive messages from them, or they would give a message, they would somehow like tell me something that I was supposed to know. Okay, for example, I saw this one visual where I was supposed to walk up to a throne. It was like a golden throne and everything, and I just didn't want to go. I was like, that's not for me. Like, what are you talking about? That's not for me. And all these beings were like, yeah, it's for you. What are you talking about? And they were looking at me and they were really like impatient in a way. They were like, why are you not walking up to the throne? And they were also, I did not trust myself, right? And they were like, what do you mean you're not trusting yourself? Like, yes, it's for you, duh. So I would get messages like this, and then I would walk up to the throne and I would sit on it, and the whole universe would just like be so happy. I could see that all the beings in the universe were so happy because I sat on the throne. What that means for me is just knowing my worth. Okay, so by knowing my worth, I'm helping the world. And another vision, which was the highest one, you know, when the Kundalini energy rises up to your brain, it can activate the production of melatonin. And by using melatonin, you can have really crazy experiences, okay? It's like you're on drugs. A lot of people who have been doing this with, and including myself, I had similar experience like being on drugs. So yeah, you don't need drugs to feel this, because you don't need drugs to feel this. It's all in you. And Kundalini energy has been the way for me to really reach this state of consciousness. So basically, when I felt like all the time, I would feel like I'm on drugs, right? But when I was like the highest of the highest, I would say that everything is one. Like I would literally feel that everything is one. There's no separation. I would see my consciousness within everybody else's consciousness, and I would also receive a lot of insights about life. And that's actually what I'm talking about here on my YouTube. I'm talking about the things that I have seen out there, and I'm bringing it down here in a way. So yeah, and of course I want to talk about how to activate your Kundalini energy. So Kundalini energy can be activated through meditation. It can be activated through just like randomly it's going to be activated. But to be honest, it doesn't really work. I mean, at least for me, I don't have time to meditate every day, and I do not have time to wait for it to just awaken out of nowhere. So I have been visiting CAP session, which stands for Kundalini Activation Process, which is where you lay down and the facilitator activates that for you. I have also done my Kundalini activation training, so I am a facilitator right now also, because I was just like, I need to know this, okay? So I did a training also, and that's basically how you do it. Or you can alternatively also do Kundalini yoga. But for me, Kundalini yoga was too much like work in a way, and I could not focus what was happening inside of me. And also you can do breath work, is very effective, and for some people who cannot reach the states of consciousness, so let's say they're not as sensitive as others, breath work is going to do wonders. And I would actually advise you to do breath work first to kind of make your nervous system ready for this, okay? Like feeling it like you are doing it, all right? Because sometimes it might feel a little bit like scary. You might not know what's happening when your Kundalini is rising. It might feel a little bit like strange. It's not scary, it's very natural, but it might feel a little bit strange. So when you do breath work, it can be very, you know, control, like you're controlling it. You can feel pretty much in control. So I recommend doing that. That's all I wanted to share with you guys with Kundalini, about Kundalini energy and Kundalini awakening, how you can activate it, and what kind of effects it can have for you in your life. Please ask me something down in the comments if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.